What's good, everyone? This is your boy DJ's Raw Uncut Truth. Give you that raw content that you deservedly need. And shout out to all the HBCUs out there. And definitely shout out to Deion Sanders, aka Coach Bron. What he's done today is very historic. A lot of brothers and outsiders and sisters doubted him. Some, not all. But it's good um, to see the hard work being paid off. We got DZ King in the house. He said support DJs and Snapchat. Thank you, my brother. And this is the reason why I made you a moderator, trying to help this channel grow. And we need more people like you, DZ King. Make sure to subscribe to DZ King's uh, Twitter, YouTube, all of his platforms. He's a real one. And yeah, Zozo, I just got your Twitter request, so I followed you back. But yeah, Deion Sanders, man, he made history. He snagged the number one corner that committed to Georgia, and then he decommitted, and then he committed to Jackson State University. He's a number one corner in JUCO. He has a son, Shadir Sanders, a four-star pro-style quarterback. He's committed to Jackson State. He has Brajan Ross from Las Vegas, three-star. And people don't realize when you get a three-star into JUCO, not in JUCO, but into the SWAC, that's like a four-star. Anytime you get a three-star in what you call conferences like FCS, that's worth a four-star in that division. They got Herman Smith from San Diego, Jeremiah Brown. They just got a lot of ballers. And don't forget the transfers. They got transfers from South Carolina. They got Shiloh Sanders, who had a solid season in South Carolina. Deion's son. So everybody would say that's easy, of course, but still, that's still a grab. Dylan Spencer from Mizzou, he transferred there. Isaiah Bolden from Florida State, four-star, transferred to Jackson State University. Niles Grady, 6'4" linebacker. He played at Tennessee. He's transferring to Jackson State. And Javaris Salomon went to Mississippi State, transferring to Jackson State. See, the difference between this and what McCurry Maker did with Howard is that Deion Sanders is not falling for that mistake. See, what Howard did wrong was when they had McCurry Maker, they didn't surround him with any talent. And I question it. Like, I love the fact that McCurry Maker was trying to change, make history in basketball for HBCUs. But as you know, in any sport, you can't do it alone. You can't just be the only one um, playing for HBCU and you're not surrounded by talent. See, what Jackson State is doing for football is they're getting some dogs. And what I'm reading is Jackson State has the number one recruiting class in the FCS and in the SWAC, and they have a higher recruiting class than most FBS colleges. And they're still adding some more players. That's how you build a team. That's how you do it. And also, I want to say shout out to the people who support all my videos, no matter if I talk about the Ball family or anything else. You guys are consistent, and it's the reason why I do what I do to make videos. Shout out to Angel Lopez says, "What's up, DJ?" Johnny Marquez says, "Do you watch college football?" Oh, absolutely. The people who really know me knows that I'm a Oklahoma Sooner football fan. That's my team, and it looks like we have another great recruiting class. Picked up a receiver that went to C.D. Lamb's high school, one of the top receivers in the country. So I like what my team's doing. Deion Sanders is killing it right now, and I knew this would happen. I knew it. He's in the he's in the recruiting trail, and when Deion Sanders is in your living room, it's hard to say no. It's really hard to say no. His NFL pedigree, he's a Hall of Famer, the best corner of all time. Some people would say Daryl Green is. Who did it this time says, DJ, you got to come by and check the recent video. I appreciate what you do. Oh, definitely. Yeah, after I make this video, bro, I'll definitely check the video out. Subscribe to Who Did It This Time. The brother's a real one. Johnny Marquez says, I'm a Michigan football fan. I hope they fix it this time, man. One of my fondest memories is when I was little. And it's funny, it was ABC on TV, 1998. It was the, not 1998, it was the 1997, the 97-98 year. And the Michigan football team was on my TV screen. I remember Charles Woodson. This is me when I was little, so I didn't really know football like that. But this is one of the first football games. And I remember they was playing Baylor. And he tackled the shit out of this one receiver. And when I was little, I thought he was a linebacker. They said he was a corner. And I was like, wow, that team is going to be the real deal. And lo and behold, they won the national championship that year. Probably had one of the best defenses of all time. That uh that Michigan team in the late '90s was real deal. Had a bunch of dogs. Who did this time says prime time. I pray he doesn't go too hard on the QB son. Nah, he'll coach him up like he does all the time. He'll definitely do that. Who did it this time said Harbaugh got to go. Yeah, he need to go to the NFL. He's not meant for college, man. He did good enough, but in Michigan, if you can't beat Ohio State, you're out of there. That's all that matters. Like Michigan, they take that seriously when they play against Ohio State. They don't care if you win two national championships. If you cannot beat Ohio State, let's say Michigan went to two national championship games, won one, lost one, right? But they lost to Ohio State multiple times. That coach may get fired. Most likely will get fired. I'm not lying. They take that very seriously. And Johnny Marquez will attest to that. That's one of the most hated rivalries. Now, I'm biased because I'm a Oklahoma Sooner football fan. Of course, I would say the Red River rivalry is a hated rivalry. But something about that Michigan Ohio State game, those two teams hate each other. Who did it this time says Charles Rose Bowl. Oh, yeah. When they played against Washington State. Yeah, that was fun. Johnny Marquez said Harbaugh got to go. Yeah, y'all need some new flavor, man. Y'all got to find a way to get a coach that can rectify and try to beat Ohio State. Because some people making excuses talking about, well, Ohio State's a very powerful team and they've been winning, but there have been years when they've been upsetting. So it's not like Michigan can't upset them. They can do it. They got to find the right coach. Yeah, Deion Sanders, man, he's killing the game right now. Like, really, he is killing the game right now. And I'm happy for the brother. Now, he still got some ways to go. Got to get those boys trained up. And I think the HBCU schools are playing some type of spring schedule. So they're they're they've done everything that they needed to do. Like I said, this is not the same situation as Howard basketball, because Howard basketball, like I stated earlier in this video, did not, I repeat, did not build around McCurry Maker. And I knew that wasn't going. You can't just have one player in college basketball carrying the load. I don't care what level it is. You got to surround them with something. You can't just have sorry players. I'm still in awe how Jackson State had the number one corner from JUCO. Took him away from Georgia, of all people. Like literally, Deion Sanders is about to turn up for Jackson State. Here's here's a successful way um, Jackson State can have a successful season. They need to they need to win a lot of their SWAC games, and they need to win the SWAC. That is the only way they can make some noise. Now they could lose a game to an FCS opponent here and there, like really good. It has to be a really good FCS team, so they'll be like, oh, they're still growing. But they cannot lose to anybody in their division. The players they recruited, the talent they have amassed, they just can't do it. Not this year. They can't do it. And I'm not trying to be harsh. I'm just saying, like, if they really want to make history, if they really want to make some noise, they got to start out being elite in their conference. They could lose to North Dakota. Like, I don't mind if Jackson State loses to North Dakota State, um, James Madison, who is a historic FCS school, like those schools. They cannot lose to Valdesta State or Prairie A&M. Shout out to PV, by the way. Texas Southern. They can't lose to those teams, but only because recruits they look at everything. They're not dumb at all. They're looking at the schedule. They're looking at who they're playing against, and a recruit will be like, let's say Jackson State played against North Dakota State and they lost. A recruit will look at it first year, Deion Sanders. They beat everybody else but lost to North Dakota State. So they'll be like, oh, they'll be able to grow. But if Jackson State were to lose to, let's say, Texas Southern, a recruit will be like, well, I see what they're doing, but you can't lose to no Texas Southern. No offense to them. So that's what I want Jackson State to be. I want them to be consistent. Uh, Bloomfield Reggie says when they start getting elite defensive and offensive linemen, they're gonna start dominating. I definitely believe that, brother. I definitely believe that. The trenches is how you can create an elite team. You need those dogs on offense and defensive line. I like the transfers they got. Uh, a lot of potential, especially when you go get transfers in the trenches. When you go get uh, Dylan Spencer from Mizzou, who's 6'4", 300 pounds. That's a start. Now, they're not done recruiting. I don't think so. It's signing day, but they have 2 signing days. Here's the thing. What Deion's got to do, he's done this so far. He's got his transfers in. They're already in Jackson State. They're getting ready. But he got to get a couple more trench players. And I didn't expect it to be now. I expected it to be like the February signing day. Uh, Life 3 says, Life Die, okay, says, just subscribe to your channel, loving the report and the insight. Thank you, my brother. And this channel is for brothers, all brothers. So welcome. This is a family, and thank you for your support. But Bloomfield Reggie is definitely right about that. You got to have dogs in the trenches. I know no one talks about linemen on offense and defense, but look at Alabama. Alabama, yeah, you could say Devontae Smith, the corners, Patrick Surtain and company, the running backs, they stand out. But the reason why Alabama is dominating right now, their offense and defensive line is killing it. They are destroying, they're mauling opposing teams, and it's no holds bar. This is what Jackson State has to be for the FCS. They got to keep getting these transfers, these highly level recruited players. Because right now, I like what they did. I like the transfers they got. I like the JUCO players they have, but they still need to have a little more. They're on their way. Deion Sanders is a smart man, is a smart brother. He believes in the Most High and a smart coach. So he had this all planned out. Get what you can right now and get what you can later in the February signing day. You got some people online saying, oh, is Jackson State done with recruiting? I'm like, heck no, they're not done. You know, it takes time for um, athletes to make decisions. This is a COVID-19 year. Players can barely even travel for official visits. For Jackson State to pull out this haul of talent um, is pretty incredible. And one thing I like what Deion Sanders is doing, he's making sure his son Shadur Sanders is surrounded by elite athletes. As a father, and you're in the coaching profession, you're coaching up your son. It is your duty to make sure your son does not get destroyed on that field. So far, he is stocked up with offensive line. In my opinion, I think Jackson State could potentially, quote unquote, have the best offense and defensive line in the SWAC. I'm just looking off talent and who they got. Now they need about so when I'm looking at this list, right? Jackson State to make the competition even more, you know, talent base, of course, they need two more offensive linemen and two more defensive linemen. You want the competition to be fierce. You don't want it to be easy. You don't want nobody getting an easy spot. Let me see. So Johnny Marquez says, who do you got winning the national championship? Well, you know, I want my Oklahoma Sooners to win every year, but that's not going to happen. So Alabama, unless Ohio State is a sleeper. I'm going to tell you why. They have the quarterback and the offensive talent to beat anybody. The defense is on and off, but the defense has talent as well. So it's up to Ohio State to be consistent. So Alabama is the favorite. Ohio State is the sleeper. Who did it this time says this channel has great spirit. Thank you, my brother. All praise to the Most High. DZ King says, make sure you like, subscribe, share the content. Thank you, my brother. This is why I made you a moderator. Keep supporting the channel and subscribe to DZ King's YouTube channel. Support. Uh, who did it this time says, Shiloh going there too. Yeah, Shiloh committed last night or 2 nights ago. And Shiloh actually played some games for South Carolina. So he's not no scrub. He's not like, oh, it's Deion's son and he probably ain't all that. No, he's played some games in the SEC. He's experienced, and he's definitely going to make an impact in the SWAC. There's not going to be an offense he hasn't seen. He has played against air raid, spread offenses, played against Alabama. There is no team in the SWAC, no player that he's not used to playing against. So you got Shiloh as a safety, and you got DeJuan Warren, the #1 corner from JUCO. They could probably have a lethal tandem in the SWAC. And don't forget, they got the transfer corner, Javaris Selman, that went to Mississippi State. He has SEC experience. Well, I think he didn't play a game there, but he's been around that program. He's an elite level athlete. Um, they have given Shiloh, not Shiloh, but Shador some weapons on outside receiver. Isaiah Bolden played for Florida State. He's a speedster. He has good hands. He was a four-star recruit out of high school. These are the players that Deion's trying to get. He's trying to get Rough Riders, people who have experience playing against top-notch talent. Um, the thing for Jackson State is how it comes together. Uh, like old boy said, the trenches are going to make a difference. The trenches are going to be the factor of if Jackson State can be a champion, not only in the SWAC, but the whole FCS if they allow them to. And tell me if I'm wrong. Usually SWAC teams don't play in the FCS championship game. Am I wrong or am I right? Somebody let me know. CA3 in the building. He said, salute to you, my brother. Salute to you, CA3. Everyone in the panel, make sure you subscribe to his channel, CA3 Sports Talk. The brother is a real one. If you like Detroit sports, if you like Lions, Detroit Pistons, he is the channel for you to look at. Uh, Kevin Bryan says HBCUs need to schedule softer programs. I think it's about the wins and add up those wins and those recruits will come up. But it's difficult to ignore Power 5 schools and money. Yeah, here's the thing. This is why Jackson State is needed right now with Deion Sanders. It's about level on the playing field. As brothers, we have the power to create change and money within our community. We're the ones running and doing all the jumping and entertaining people. How about we make that income and bring it to the HBCUs? It's possible. You just got to have talent. Everyone says they got to have coaching and everything else, but it's all about talent. Talent helps with winning. I don't care what anyone says. You think Nick Saban will be winning championships without that Alabama five-star talent? Right now, um, Jackson State has the #1 recruiting class in the SWAC, and it's not even close. So with that talent, if it grows and blossoms, it could be something. Now I'm gonna drop the link because I want some brothers to chime in on Jackson State's historic recruiting class. Deion Sanders is killing the game right now, and this is what we got to do as brothers. For all the brothers and sisters listening, we got to support our own. We got to stop depending on people. We got to support our own so we can create things. If imagine if Jackson State up and opens the floodgates, right? Let's say they have a supremely winning record and they're a team that FBS teams don't want to schedule for non-conference. That's respect. And then recruits will look at it and they'll see how Deion Sanders develops these brothers into NFL caliber players. It it will change the whole game. We have the power to do it. I'm tired of, Alabama and all these teams taking up the talent we produce in our DNA. They depend on us. Without brothers, Nick Saban wouldn't be Nick Saban. Without brothers, Ohio State wouldn't be Ohio State. Without brothers, we wouldn't have the historic USC teams with the brother Reggie Bush. And shout out to Reggie Bush. And they need to give back his Heisman. I don't care if he took money from an agent. Where was the NCA when Reggie Bush's family needed some money? They were nowhere to be found. They don't even let these young men collect money on their likeliness. Let's say the NCAA back in '05, right? Let's say they allowed Reggie Bush to make a name from his likeliness. Like they didn't have to pay him, but he could at least make name from his last name. He would have had enough money to support his family. Every autograph he would have signed would make tons of dough. This is why it's important to level the playing field. The time is now. Now I'm gonna send a link right now for anyone who want to chop in right now. Make sure your Wi-Fi is good. We're gonna discuss this, and I'm gonna be right back real quick. Back. Yeah, this is amazing. Life says facts. We gotta support. Yes, we do, man. We gotta support, man. Everybody collecting our talent. But when are we going to bring it back home? Big facts. Theo says, you absolutely right. I'm speaking the truth today, man. Got to level the playing field, man. Mr. Jones in the building. Shout out to Mr. Jones, a real one. Been support me before I had 1,000+ subs. Mr. Jones, you supported me when when I had 250 subs, man. You go way back. Bill says, you preaching that gospel right now, man. I'm preaching that truth. The truth must be heard. Oh, man. You got Levi Jones in the building, man. What's good, my brother?
Hey, what's good, bro? Salute, man.
Yeah, man. Salute to you, my brother. And I got to say this, Orlando Magic Nation said, I subbed when you were 500, 400. Yes, you did. Thank you, my brother. So what do you think about this historic signing day for Jackson State and Deion Sanders?
Man, I think it's cool, man. It's funny, me and my bro, we was talking about this when Deion first signed in and how it was gonna change the game. And I'm glad that you out here reporting this because I didn't even know about it till I seen, your live show up off another video I was watching of you, man. So I think this is big. I think this is major. I think it's time for us as people to put our support and our money, where our mouths are and start to support, what support needs to be. And I think Deion Sanders made a big move. He wasn't, shucking and jiving, wasn't saying nice words. He made a statement and he did it with action. So I think it's big. I think it's major, and I'm excited to see what Jackson State is going to do.
You said something so right, brother. You said Deion Sanders wasn't checking and jiving. He was
Yes,
all about action. See, many brothers, not all, they operate from symbolism and not enough action. That's why a lot of things don't get done in the world because we get excited over a face, but we don't put in the work.
yes,
Deion
sir.
Sanders is putting in the work right now. He just told all his fans, all the people around the world, all the brothers and sisters that support HBCUs, that support Black men and women, he said, believe,
Hmm.
just believe. Believe that I will put in the work to put in the talent. And now, right now, he has the #1 recruiting class in the SWAC. Some experts are saying this is the most talented recruiting class in years, probably the
Wow,
70s. Yeah.
wow. And we got to make sure we pay attention too, man. That there is nothing funny that goes on with the media. We're trying to throw this off because I know that the other schools, within that SEC area, are nervous about this. you know. So
Uh-huh.
it's big, man. I'm proud of Deion. I'm proud of what he's doing, but I think we got to keep our eyes on this and make sure that nothing happens with this. Nothing goes down with Deion. They don't try to pull something out of his past or something to kind of knock this off.
Exactly. One thing I fear,
Yeah,
I don't fear too many things, but for them, one thing is
yeah,
haters. And I don't want
yes,
any
sir.
haters in the HBCU other teams to ruin something good. Why would you
Yeah,
ruin something good for Jackson State? If they're successful, your conference is successful. You could get
facts.
more players now. If they think like this, see that's the problem. They want to be the man, but sometimes there's people that are better than you. Let them
Yep.
flourish, and you'll win as well.
Yep, it's good. I'm out here. I'm out here in Texas, so if Jackson State is good, then TSU is good.
Right.
Southern University is good. So it opens up the floodgates. So I want to see it happen. I think it's good for our people to have this, man. We need this because you're right. I think you said earlier, it's our DNA, it's our product, and they're not doing us right when we're at a Texas State or where we at these other schools or Texas A&M. They're not going to do our coaches right or do us right. Then it's time for us to go back to where home is at and build there.
Yeah, home is where the heart is.
Yes,
I'm
sir.
glad that I felt bad. The brother George Floyd, he's from Houston, Texas, where I'm from.
Yeah.
So that meant a lot. When he
Yeah.
passed away, you saw the true identity of these coaches when their players were speaking for justice, action. A lot
Yep.
of players were switching up. They use this new term now. I'm apolitical. I'm not really political. I'm like, oh, y'all slick. Huh? Just say that killing is wrong. That's all you have to say. I
Yeah,
support my.
yeah, yeah. That shouldn't have went down. And I'm from the H as well, my brother. I'm out here, and I think that even for me going to work, like no one talks about it. Nobody wants to touch it, but it's a real thing. And to me, he was truly a victim in what happened to him. The brother definitely seemed as though he had a lot of mental issues, and that wasn't being taken care of in that situation. So, um, I think we need to have our own space and our own areas where we can talk about those things and not be condemned or silenced, for that. So I think the HBCU schools and culture is where we need to be.
Exactly, brother. And this is one thing I have to say about that situation. See, the coaches around the world, they weren't very smart. They could have really just kept it with common sense. They said they could have said the police officer that killed George Floyd, he needs to be dealt with because he had poor police training. That's all they had to say. You don't
Yeah.
ruffle any feathers. I mean, that's all you had to say. But they were too PC about it and didn't want to make anybody mad that
Yep.
they looked suspect.
Yep, and then also, like you said, what do they preach in football, right? If you play football, been in football, they preach self discipline, right?
Yes.
Did he handle that situation? The cop, did he handle that with tact and self discipline and all? No, he
No.
didn't. That's just facts, right? That's not leaning one way or the other way. It's just spitting what really happened, and that's what happened on that. He lacked decorum. There was a lot that went wrong with that in football that you're taught not to have. So it, they did drop the ball on that one, brother. But I think it's good for our people to start to see, hey man, these spaces ain't for us, and it's time for us to start making moves. We
Exactly.
had the opportunity. The Most High is, I believe that the Most High is turning things up, changing things around. Year 2020 is a transformation year for us all to start waking up and making transitions in different spaces and being up to certain things. Don't fall for somebody that's just shucking and jiving and saying buzzwords to get you all up and emotional. And I understand that most of our people, a big part of our people still operate that way, but I'm grateful and I'm happy to see most of us aren't being moved by those things, by people I see on YouTube, brothers I see reporting on things that aren't moved by those emotional tactics, but that can say, hey, let's watch out for these things and watch for actions.
Yeah, man. Like I keep saying on my shows, logic over emotion, man. When you think with
Facts.
logic, you get shit done. When you think of
Yes, sir.
emotion, you get this beta male vibe, and
Yep.
beta males are not leaders, especially
Yes,
not
sir.
leaders in our community.
Yes, sir. That's facts. That is facts, man. Hey, man, I just wanted to get on here and chop it up with you, man. I'm actually working
Oh,
from
for
home
sure.
right now, but man, I wanted to get on here and just say, hey, I support you, man. I seen you kicking it live. I wanted to jump in and chop it up with you. I'm subscribed to you, man. Definitely when you cooking on stuff like this. I salute you because I listen to Ticket TV a lot, and I seen you made a video in response to him. But I know, but I know it's all love, you know what I'm saying? But I like that you cooking on college football and on this because I know no one's paying attention to it. So I'll be sure to share this out. I actually shared it with my brother today because we've been talking about it. So I'm supporting you, bro, and I'm sharing you out, man. So salute.
Absolutely, my brother, man. And as for Ticket TV, I know we got into some beef, but I hope the brother does well. You know how it is with brothers. We talk
Yep.
shit,
Yeah.
disagreement, but at
Yep.
the end of
Yep.
the day, I want all brothers to be successful, and no hard feelings for them. So thank
No.
you for coming on, and thank you for supporting the channel, my brother.
No problem, bro. I'm gonna keep listening in as well.
All right, for sure. Man, that brother was on fire. But yeah, that's what we got to do, man. We got to support. We got to support each other. Um, we got to do more. So anybody who is a fan of Jackson State, I would love for them to buy tickets, buy up whatever you can, Jackson State merch. And if you put that money into that program, the program gets what you call more revenue, more funding, facilities can be top notch. They don't have to go to a freaking Alabama. You don't have to play for Nick Saban. You could just play right at home and keep it real. This is what building something looks like. We could learn from Deion Sanders because Deion Sanders has a ruling class mentality. Deion Sanders came from nothing, literally came from nothing, made himself into something. He branded himself. He made being a cornerback a fun thing. Nobody back in the day, no one wanted to be a cornerback back in the day until Deion came into the scene. This is what he did. So you got to give credit to Deion Sanders. You got to give credit to Jackson State for trying to sign Deion Sanders to be their coach. When he was signed, it was controversial. They were talking about he was never a head coach at a high school. He was never a head coach in college. He was a positional coach in high school, but they didn't see the big picture at all. And I'm so glad that Jackson State ignored all the haters and stuck right to the plan. That's what he did. Stuck right to the plan. And we got, let me see. We got DZ King. What's good, my brother? All praise to the Most High.
All praise to the Most High, DJ, man. What's good, homie? How you doing?
Good, man. We talking about Deion Sanders and Jackson State wrecking up shop in the
Hey,
recruiter.
hey, I'm happy for Deion Sanders. I'm not into. I love football, but I'm not into football. I'm not into football as like the NBA. But I will say this, based on what you were saying, I'm happy for the brother. He deserves this, and this is a representation of black empowerment. We should be about it instead of just talking about it.
Right
And
on, brother.
we should support each other. And I'm glad that you're talking about this because this is a brother that has a ruling class mentality. He positioned himself to be in this position, and he has his son that, from what you were saying, that plays for the team. So he made sure that he
You there,
yeah, sorry about
DZ?
that. Yeah, can you hear
Yeah.
me? Yeah,
Yeah, I
sorry.
can.
I got a call like before, so I just had to put it off. Yeah, I'm just saying that he had to really position himself and make sure that his family was in good hands. So he made sure that his son, as a matter of ruling class mentality, was was added to to the same roster that he's in charge of. And I'm just glad that the brothers get an opportunity. We should stop. We should stop. Protesting and going out and complaining, and we should all be about action because that's what the other races are doing. So I'm just glad that the brother has an opportunity, man, and power to him, and I wish him all the success, and I know he's going to do really well.
Yeah. One thing I respect about you, DZ, is that you're always consistent on the power of our community and what we can having answers
Correct.
and solutions.
Yeah. Thanks,
And
bro.
right now, you see a lot of brothers and sisters are tired of rhetoric and tired of being, when someone who's a different race from us says something good about us, and we get all happy and, we say invite him to the cookout, invite him to
Hmm.
the cookout. I hate that. It doesn't matter if they say anything good or bad about us. What matters is if we do it. What
Yeah.
matters if we take charge.
Exactly. That's what matters. And a lot of people always wanna, you know, they always want to make sure that they put down brothers whenever they disagree with them. You know,
Hmm.
they'll be like, "Hey, let's invite Max Kellerman to the cookout because maybe Stevenson A. Smith disagrees with the guy like Terrell Owens," and that should not be something that we should be proud of. And just because Max Kellerman is supporting a movement like Black Lives Matter, it doesn't mean that he's all for black people. We should make a big difference between that. So I think that at the end of the day, we should be more, supportive of each other. We may have differences in opinion, but we should make sure that, what, we should focus on one goal, and that should be, um, that should be like, to make sure our communities are being taken care of, and that we lead our communities in the right direction, whether it's financial empowerment or just making sure that we you know you know as leaders, man, are as man, we lead our households and make sure that each one of our family members, including ourselves, is progresses into the right direction, because that's what we want. That's what the Most High wants for us. So at the end of the day, um I think that right now we're in a time of awakening, and I think a lot of our brothers and sisters are waking up to the lies that we've been told. And you know that's why I'm just glad that we have like-minded brothers like you, and the brother that was just on right now, speaking truth. And we should all really, I think we had to go through this traumatic experience to realize that, hey, we have a lot of work to do, and we have to support each other, man, regardless of what's going on, because a lot of these factions are trying to take us down. And we should just keep on persevering.
Yeah, one thing we cannot afford to have in our community, no more. We
Mm.
cannot have this Debbie Downer mindset.
Yeah.
Look at all the richest people in the world, Jeff Bezos, uh, other people that are rich, and
Hmm.
Microsoft, and those people, the technology people, Silicon Valley.
Yeah.
We're all contributing to them getting money.
Facts.
But when it's brothers, when it's coaches like Deion Sanders, who needs funding to be, to have better facilities. Like
Hmm.
I remember when they were releasing the ticket sales, right?
Hmm.
So it's a deal. If you buy $100 tickets, right,
Yeah.
get 5 games. So that's $20 each ticket, pretty much. But you
Wow.
got to buy 100 straight up. That's a good deal. But I read some of the comments, and some people's like, "Oh, $100 for a ticket." They really didn't pay attention to it, and they were talking about the prices. See, this is what I'm talking about. You can't be like, um, "Man, I want them to be successful," but you don't want to fund for them to be successful.
That's well, yep, yep. You can be double faced. You know what I mean? Like, that's what I'm saying. The problem with our communities is that they they they're all about the talking, but they're never about the action. If you want to
Right,
support an organization, or like a HBCU, if you all talk, you cannot just talk about it. You gotta be about it. And um, because the same people will pay $100 and pay for go to one of the maybe a UCLA game or something, like
right,
just saying that as an example, because maybe they're more of a prominent team, or they'll go to to Alabama because Alabama is a more prominent team too. So it's like they'll support these big organizations, but when we're talking about supporting upcoming businesses and organizations, they don't want to do that, especially when it has to do with our own our own communities, our own HBCUs. They don't want to do that. They're like, oh, it's too expensive. That is the problem with the mentality of our people. We don't want to. We we know we'll rather go and buy those, for example, those Gucci bags from these prominent stores, but then we don't want to support the local stores and the local black owner. And that is the problem, man. We have to support each other, and that's the thing. I can apply the same thing to your channel. Some brothers and sisters can be complaining about, hey, you know, I don't want to support you because you're not a maybe a Logan Paul or Jake Paul, but they'll they'll support those guys, and they're not going to support us. And and I'm just saying that example. I'm not forcing people to support you, but that just
Yeah.
shows you the
And I
mentality
gotta say this.
of our people.
I gotta say this, bro. You hit it on the nail. You hit it right on the nail. I
Yeah,
just started
yeah,
to, do the cash app on my channel, right?
mm-hmm,
I had someone DM me. I'm not gonna put their name out. You know, I got the integrity.
yeah.
It was like, DJ, I like your channel. You're doing everything good. I just hope you don't get too big headed and start demanding money. I was like, wait a minute, demanding money? I just said that, to make sure my channel gets
Yeah,
bigger. I'm gonna put my cash app right there. It's not like I'm needy for money or anything. It's
yeah,
just that I believe if I put in the work, if I'm giving you a show, if I'm giving you the news,
yeah.
if I'm giving you the facts, I should want
Exactly.
my respect like everybody else. Like you said, you don't go asking the Paul family, Jake and Logan Paul, why do you put your donating money right over here, or yeah, or these other YouTube channels. But when I do it,
Oh, it's a big thing.
it's it's World War III. But this is the mentality you're talking about.
Yeah,
We don't want to
that's the
support our own.
mentality.
We support Hulu.
Exactly.
We support all these
Hmm.
brands. You can't support when black
Hmm.
folks got their own stuff.
Man, it's a sad thing, bro. It is a really sad thing. And the thing is, we are being called greedy for asking for that. But then when we, for just asking for support, and it's not like you're begging, DJ. You're just putting it there. Let's just put that as an aside. You're not begging anyone. We're all capitalists in our own ways, and you know. But the fact that people think that we get big headed when we ask for support, that just shows you the mentality. Because guess what? They'll rather go to Logan Paul or Jake Paul, and those guys have a big ego, but nothing wrong with supporting them. But guess what? People will support them because people like the content. So if you like the content, support. It's not like you're asking for any specific amount of money each month. But the point is, if you're going to support even $5 for Netflix or Hulu, or if you're going to pay maybe like $17 a month, because that's how much I pay for my Netflix, then why don't you support a brother for $5, even a dollar? That is something. The fact that you're just doing that, that is something. I'm a big supporter of actually supporting our own businesses. If I see a brother is sells like a shoe or something, I'd rather go and buy those shoes from a brother from a black owned business than actually going to the store across and buying that same shoe for $100. I'd rather buy that $100 shoe from the same brother, because guess what? He's making his own business. That's why I didn't really care about how much LeVar Ball was actually selling his shoes for like $500, because I'm like, dude, the guy owns his own business. Yes, it might be overpriced for some people, and everything, but hey, that's his own business. And a lot of people will go to Nike and buy a shoe there, but they're not going to support a black brother out here who's actually trying to make it out here. So honestly, man, all power to you. And I know that, dude, this is just the beginning, like I always tell you, bro. And people just don't know what's about to come. And and all the haters that think that, it's wrong for you to be a capitalist, man. Those are people that don't have the ruling class mentality. Because a person with the ruling class mentality would not ask you such a stupid question like that.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. I'm gonna read this by Nathaniel Hall. He says, "Oh, they scared now, DJ. They was laughing at Deion like a cuddly story, and now these Power Five schools got fist up, ready to fight. Yeah, I'm going to pray to the Most High that He protects Deion Sanders and the HBCUs. Um, because I think the UCLA is a dirty game. They're gonna be hating. They're probably gonna try to find some fishy. How is he getting these players? But I'm gonna pray to the Most High that He shields them from the darkness of what's about to be in store. But I see the light at the end of the
Yeah, because we
tunnel.
all know.
I'm happy for the brother. I'm happy for those kids.
Yep,
What you said, brother?
yep, definitely happy. Oh yeah, I was just going to say, we all know, the media, who owns the media. I'm not going to mention the names, but we all know the people that own the media, and we all know that they're going to try to smear Deion Sanders and his team, and they'll find any reason to do that. So I definitely pray to the Most High for sure that the brother is good and that they actually have a good season, and there are not any crazy stories that's going to affect them in any that's going to put them in any negative light. But Deion Sanders, he's a powerful man within himself, so I think everything will be all right. But yeah, I just pray that everything goes all right, man.
Absolutely, man. Deion Sanders is doing something that's historic. He must be praised
Exactly.
on and respected. But he also
For real.
has to be careful. You
Hmm.
can't really trust everybody in this game. It's a wicked game. Um, these haters, man, they'll do anything to ruin a good thing. I've seen it so many times in my life, years. Um, and then they try to confuse our people and tell them it's a bad thing to preach about um, investing in your community. It's never a bad thing
Yep.
to invest in your community. You know, on Christmas, right? I went to a lot of
Hmm.
independent black companies for clothing brands, shoes, and stuff. And I got my nieces, nephews, uh, uncles, mother, brothers, stuff from independent black owned businesses. I didn't put it on
Yep.
social media that I did that. I did that because I knew it was right. See,
Exactly.
due to clout chasing age, they only get stuff from black stores and independent black companies to make it for clout. They put it on media. Look what I just got this from this independent black company. No, you should do it because it's the right thing to
It's the right thing to do. Yeah, you don't have to advertise it the whole time. We don't.
do. Yeah.
you know, it's let's just
Look
be
at me.
real
I just
about
bought
it. Yeah, if people want to make it such a big thing, it's supposed to be something that we do on our everyday life. It's not supposed to be an advertisement. When you see the white man do that, or the Hispanic man do that, then they'll go and advertise it and be like, I just bought it from this person, like from my own white, brother. I mean, that sounds a bit ridiculous. So I mean, I think just it's just the mentality of our people is that it's not I do understand we've been living in bondage for a long time now. A lot of us have, and we are accustomed to that victimization mentality, which is why we are not so used to buying things from a lot of our people are not used to buying black owned products from black owned businesses. So it's so important that we get accustomed to that sort of mentality. That way it it's not such a new thing to us, and it's not going to be such a new thing to our future generation of black so-called black men and sisters.
man. You hit the nail, man. You hit the nail.
Yeah.
You on fire, bro. This is why I like getting you on my show. This is the
Hey
reason
man,
why. This is the
hey
reason
bro,
why.
man, you already know, man. This is DJ's Raw Uncut Truth, man. There's that's the reason why your channel is called The Truth, because we don't come in and mix the words, man. We say it like it is. You know what I mean?
Exactly. And DZ, you're one of the few people, and we're not gonna get into detail because
Yeah.
the trolls and stuff. But you don't one of the few people that know what I do behind the scenes, my everyday life, and I
For
give
real.
back. I do philanthropy.
Hmm.
I'm really the person that helps out the community. I do it from the kindness of my heart.
For
Uh,
real.
we got to get back to doing things what's right instead of doing things for clout. Clout is just not authentic at all.
Facts, exactly, man. I personally can attest to that because I've seen it, and I've seen you doing that. So for me, like, you don't do things for clout, and I know I don't do things for clout too. So that's why a lot of people can see that authentic side of you, even when you speak. They don't need to know exactly what you do in your life, but just by the way you speak, by the way you kind of come across to people, it's very authentic, and that's why a lot of the subscribers, your channel can really, can really communicate with you and be comfortable with you because you have that realness, and it's not easy to do that in such a society, especially online, because you want to be careful and everything, but DJ, like I said, man, from the first time, man, you have a great effect on me. But I'm pretty sure a lot of these subscribers and a lot of the people watching right now can feel the same way. So I say you keep up doing that, bro. Like, because it's not easy. Because we know, there are a lot of shines out here that don't keep it real. They go online and they they show like a fake persona, and they can talk all that stuff online, but then they don't apply it to apply that same advice to their life. And you're one of these individuals. Your life, you don't have a fake online persona. Everything is authentic, and that's what's really important.
No doubt, man.
Yeah.
But that's all I was going to say, my brother. I'm about to close this out, but thank you for joining. Thank you, everyone, for supporting the channel. I wanted to talk about this good news for the brother Deion Sanders. I'm truly happy for the brother, and I truly believe that they'll have a successful season in something. Hopefully, they go undefeated, but you never know with football. Uh,
Hmm.
Thank you to everyone who support all of my videos. We have some people, brother, that they only support me if I talk about the ball. But the ones who support me when I don't, um, wait, I may not even stop. Hey, Hoop Jargy, you available to come on? I was gonna stop the stream, but I saw Hoop Jargon. I saw Hoop Jargon, man.
Hoop jargon, man. The truth.
Hey, Hoop Jargon, I just sent you the link. If you're available to come on, man, come on. I definitely want to hear your opinion on this.
It's about to drop some fire, man. If he
Yeah,
comes on. For
yeah,
real.
man.
Yeah.
The number one recruiting class in the SWAC.
Mm. What you
Oh,
DJ?
you
What
do?
you? Uh,
What you said?
oh no, I was just going to say, like, what do you think about, like, the reports that, I don't know, like, there was this picture in regards to James Harden looking pretty heavy in preseason. I don't know if you saw that. He was looking pretty out of shape, and the media was like making like rounds and everything. I think it was the camera angle, because if you look at him, he did not really pick up a lot of weight. I think he's okay. I mean, he's not like in NBA shape, but I don't know if you looked at that. The media was just trying to create rumors on nothing.
Well, the media, I think he probably is out of shape, but what I seen him on the court, it wasn't as bad as what the media was trying to say. And I made videos talking about James Harden and how he was treating the black coach, Stephen Silas. So
Mhm.
you know how I feel about that situation.
For
But I
real.
got to be fair to James Harden. The media is clearly over exaggerating. He's out of shape, but it wasn't like with that pit. They made him look like Rick Ross, literally.
Hmm. Oh, I tell you, bro. Like,
I know he's
hey
not
man, like,
that fat.
is that they did the man dirty, man. Come on, the guy cannot pick up like 30 pounds or 20 pounds in like 3 months, man. That's impossible, man. Literally, like, yeah,
I know.
yeah. These guys, man. Yeah, they'll cloud chasers, bro. But hey, DJ, man, it was nice to join the stream, bro. I truly appreciate it, man. And and thank you so much, bro. And I hope,
Thank you.
hey, man, take it easy, bro. And hey, man, we'll catch up later for real.
Definitely, man. All praise
Peace.
to the Most High, brother.
I'll pray some more time, man. Hey, peace out.
Man, that was a good call. All right, Who Jargon says, give me a second. Oh, I'm gonna still do it. He says uh, he's on in 2 minutes. So I'm gonna still be on, man. Who Jargon saved the day. I was literally about to just like call it a day. But Hoop Jargon done saved the effing day, man. Khabib Time says, love the channel, DJ. Heard about you from DKM. Keep up the good work. Free DKM. Shout out to DKM, everybody. Free DKM. Um, a little DKM had a little small highlight clip from a game, showed it on his live stream and shit. You're not supposed to do it at all, but someone ratted him out. I know it was a YouTuber. I know it was a YouTuber. I don't care what they say. I don't care if they said it's. Let me tell you something. If it was a regular subscriber and he's reporting it on YouTube, they're not gonna punish DKM because they're gonna be like, "Oh, this could be anybody. This could be a troll." But when a YouTuber who has somewhat of a name reports something to another YouTuber, then they have to take it seriously. And I'm telling you right now, when DKM comes back, he's coming back with a vengeance. He's motivated. I've been talking with the brother, and the hate can only go so far. Can only go so far. So I'm just excited for him to come back. But this has been a great show. Um, as you know, most of the time I talk about the Ball family, LaMelo, Lonzo, LiAngelo, LeVar. But I like when I do videos like this. Sometimes I feel like we need to switch it up sometimes. I can't be talking about how Lonzo needs to improve on this and that all the time. Sometimes I just need to take a break from that. But this was a great show to do because we talked about our community. And I'm all about community. I'm all about our community being better than what it is before each year. We got Who Jargon. The jargon.
What's up? What's up?
Man, you heard about Deion Sanders, man. He cleaning
Man,
up shop and recruiting.
come on, man. Been here about. I've been reporting on it.
Yeah,
Dion's
I
doing his
know.
damn thing, man.
That's why they
Yeah,
need to subscribe to your channel, man.
tell you, hey man, all my Dion posts do at least about 2K. With only 300 some odd followers. You know what I'm saying? That's pretty good. So yeah, man, like Dion, and he coming for real, man. And my first video, I was questioning, was he?
Yeah, the Wi-Fi kind of spotty, bro. Yeah, the Wi-Fi is kind of.
You hear me?
Yeah, I hear you now.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, on the I got this auto Wi-Fi crap, man. They be tripping, but yeah, man, the deal is for real, man. So coming from a former HBCU athlete like myself, man, it's good for the sport. I play basketball, obviously, but Deion is gonna be in the same conference I played in, which is the SWAC Southwestern Athletic Conference. And the swag is already like going on the uptick, man. If you don't know, we added Bethune-Cookman, and we also added Florida A&M University. So that's already strengthening the conference. And my school, Prairie View, is going to be good this year. The Grambling is going to be good. Southern's always good. And now Jackson's always good too. But now Jackson's turned to a super team now. So,
Yeah,
man,
man. They don't talk about the transfers, brother. The
yeah.
transfers. Oh my God. Um, what's a successful season for Jackson State, in your opinion?
Well, so those guys ain't coming to 2021. Well, I don't think Jackson's having a season this year, right? I think they're going next year.
They're doing the
So,
spring season. That's what
the
I
spring
heard.
season. Okay. All right, that makes sense actually. Man, with all that talent Jackson got coming, man, if they don't win the SWAC, they bullshit big time, man. They gotta at minimum win the SWAC. Now I know, well, no, because they got transferred. They got the #1 JUCO kid, cornerback. They got guys transferring from Mississippi State, SEC, another SEC guy they transferred there. So nah, bro, it's SWAC championship or bust, man. Minimum.
Brother, I said the same thing. I was like, for a successful season of Jackson State, what they have to do is win the SWAC. And I was telling people, I understand if they lost a non-conference game to
Yep.
James Madison or North Dakota State because they're like powers of the FCS, but you got to win the SWAC if you're really trying to
Got it.
what you call level the playing field. Level the playing field means winning the SWAC and winning it in style.
Convincing fashion, absolutely. So it's going to look like Steve McNair days, man. When Steve McNair was winning the SWAC, he was like the runner up for the Heisman Trophy. Like
Yeah,
that's how dominant Steve McNair was for Alcorn State back in the day. So that's how Jackson gonna have to do, just convincingly running mud holes in the conference. Because let's keep it a beam. SWAC football isn't the best football in Division I sports. However, some of your best players that in their position have played in the SWAC. I just named Steve McNair. You may know a guy named Jerry Rice. You may have heard of him. He went to Mississippi Valley State University, which is one of the rivals of Jackson State. You may
Walter
have heard of
Payton.
Walter Payton, went to Jackson State as well. Jackie Battle went there as well. Like Aeneas Williams played for Southern University. Big time cornerback in the NFL. Michael Strahan, Texas Southern University. So I can rattle these names off all day. And so Jackson gonna have to rattle out some titles like that, man. Some names like that rather, and have some success like that, man. Because you got the coach, you got the players, you got the social climate to keep funneling the program. So yeah, man, I'm excited for that program, and I'm damn sure not a Jackson State fan, obviously, since I'm Prairie View. But yeah, man.
But the good thing about you, brother, you're not a hater, man. You're not like one of these people like, that say they support what Jackson State doing, but they want them to lose.
Yeah,
Uh,
man. Bro, HBCU fans can be some of the silliest people on this planet. And I say this because when I finished playing, I went overseas and I came back and started coaching. And so they let me in some of the inner rooms. It's like this online chat. And so it's like, man, it's like a hierarchy of, this actually gave me the idea to make Hoop Jargon, my sports group. It used to be called the SWAC page. Now it's called like HBCUsports.com or some shit like that. But like all these teams got these little rooms that you got to work hard to get into. You got to know somebody. And the stuff that people say, man, just like, I have no clue what the hell y'all talking about. But, they're fans of their school. They always say when we play the SWAC MEAC Challenge, if it ain't their school, they hope the SWAC team lose. I'm like, y'all are ass backwards, man. It makes your conference look good, so it's better for you. So, but yeah, man, it's a lot of people disingenuous with the support. I'm always been like, man, if it's good for the brand, man, I'm all for it, man.
absolutely, man. And this is needed, man. If let's say Jackson State wins the SWAC and they win it with so much swag and so much like they look like champions. They look like they could beat a FBS team. this only makes the conference look better, and recruiting was spread
Absolutely.
throughout the whole division.
Absolutely. Because and what it does is too is people gonna want to join the SWAC just to go against Deion, just to go against Jackson State. So you'll get guys that you normally couldn't get because there is a lure at that level, and that's what you ultimately want, man. And going back to the alumni, man, and I'm not here to shit on alumni, but a lot of them have like small-minded mentality, man. I just remember like a lot of people was having ideas on how to expand the conference, and we got to go after these big name coaches and blah 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 blah. And like a lot of alumni, like just kind of give you the peer into the most minds of HBCU alum. They like to keep things how they are. Like they think you're gonna just have everything, just just not really tip of scales. Your normal rivalries, don't really play out of conference games. Like they don't really like that. It's like you gotta step up and step out, man, if you want to garner more attention, man. I remember when Cynthia Coop was coaching at Prairie View when I was playing basketball there. Man, she got probably one of the best SWAC girls to ever play, man. My homegirl, Gotti Werema, man. She was supposed to commit to the University of Miami, but she ended up coming to Prairie View because Coop was coaching. So, it just shows you in Coop, if you don't know, she won like 3 championships in a row. Like, you know what I mean? So she was doing her thing, and she actually coaches at Texas Southern University now. But she was getting players that she could not get because of profile. And Deion, you're going to see, and we seen it. And so it's only good for the conference, man.
Exactly, man. I'm looking at the list, man. They got these 300-pound, 6'4", 300-pound offensive line, defensive line. They got athletes that are running 4.4. I mean, this doesn't look like no HBCU type of recruiting, and they got better recruiting numbers than most FBS teams.
Yeah. Yeah.
So they got the number one recruit right now. Just right now, they got the number one recruiting class in the FCS, and they have the number 105, and that's only because of numbers.
Yeah.
105 in the FBS, and they're not in the FBS, like overall recruiting.
That's outstanding.
Yeah. So they better be doing something. You gotta win the SWAC, man.
For real.
Because if Prairie View A&M had
At minimum, you gotta win the SWAC. And
hey, Hoop Jargon,
saying, brother?
if Prairie View A&M had a recruiting class right there, they would have won. They would win the SWAC every time if they had recruit numbers.
No question, man. We at Prairie View. I mean, this is 9 years ago. We won the SWAC on a high school. We had a high school football field, bro, and won the SWAC. So that's like 10, 11 years ago. Shout out to my boy KJ Black, man. He's actually the assistant offensive coordinator at Florida State. Florida A&M University now. He actually just left Prairie View a year ago. Yeah, man. KJ, man, he was a quarterback. He transferred in from Western Kentucky, and man, he took the program by storm. And that's just one quarterback. So just imagine all this talent that they bringing in. You know what I mean? Man, they better win SWAC. That's all I gotta say, man. They better win the damn SWAC, bro.
Yeah, KJ Black was something else, man. He did it all, man. I remember when they had that SWAC. Man, I remember when they had that SWAC championship on ESPN because they broadcast it, and just to see their field and stuff, and like you said, it was a high school type field, man. It wasn't, and they were still winning SWAC championships with low resources, no top-notch facilities. And I was talking to DZ King, and he was spot on. We gotta, the same people that say they support HBCUs and support brothers, they gotta really support. Don't get mad because the tickets cost. Like I remember when the tickets were released, Jackson State had a deal. If you buy $100 worth of tickets, like straight up, you get 5 games total. Well, that's $20 a ticket. That's cheap. Where I come from, and only a couple of people were like, "Oh, does it have to be $100 or so?" But if you were a fan of Alabama, and you paying half a thousand of season tickets, if that.
You paying premium money to scalp tickets off of student section seats.
Yeah,
man, it's unreal, man. Like University of Texas, Alabama, you name them. But it just kind of shows like the inferiority complex that some of us have that we don't even realize. that we don't think we're worthy of charging what we want to charge or having like higher end stuff. It kind of goes back to the LeVar Ball thing. Who are you to charge this much? He is whoever he wants to be, and whoever's willing to pay for it will pay for it, and that's just the end of the story. Like you can charge the hell you want to charge. It's up to you. So same thing. I mean, and that's cheap. You know what I mean? But people in the HBCU circles are used to getting like hookups. They used to get shit free. So when it's time to start, charging a premium, which ain't even really a premium, that's when you get people just chirping and just talking out their ass. To be perfectly frank with you.
Yeah, I definitely see. Like, come on, man, $100.
$100, that's nothing, man. To watch Deion Sanders in this show at home, that's
That's
nothing.
a
For
good deal.
5 games, come on, man, that's nothing.
Pay
That's
500. I'll pay even if it was $200,
yeah.
and I get 10 games. $200, 10 games. Gee, I'm paying that off.
That's what folks do, though, man. And so to understand the HBCU experience is to love it. And it's a lot of excuse my French, a lot of fuckery amongst the ranks. So once you understand it, you kind of just navigate in that space because that's just how some people are, man. Some people just don't know, man. Ain't nothing you can do for them, man. You pray for them and keep moving, man.
I got a question for Shadur Sanders' son, talented quarterback, 4-star. Is he an early enrollee? You think he'll be able to play that spring season? Or I know the other transfers are.
That I don't know. I got to look more into that because I didn't know they didn't have a spring season. I thought they canceled it. So let me do my research on that. Let me go
Yeah.
punch in, bro. I can get back on in about 4 minutes if you allow me so. And we can discuss a little more.
All right, for sure.
Yeah.
Now, food jargon, man. My H-Town brother, man, he definitely knows about the HBCUs. And this has been a great discussion today. I'm having fun with this. Man, I just can't believe that Deion Sanders was able to get DeJuan Warren, the brother who's the number one defensive back in the country in JUCO. Took him away from Georgia. You don't see that happen. You never see that happen. Here him with Shiloh Sanders, DB that has experience in the SEC. They're gonna be locking down folks, man. But like who Jargon says, I'd be surprised if Jackson State does not win the SWAC based off talent alone. The only way you can create that type of change, you gotta win the SWAC. You gotta be Showtime. You gotta have that good look. You can't look misplaced. You can't look like you don't know what you're doing on the field. Yeah, the Twitter line of Jackson State. I think Deion Sanders, I may be wrong, but I think he's speaking on ESPN today. Deion Sanders. Let me take a look. But he has some fantastic coaches, man, former pros. This is how you build a program. Now, you got to have facilities, no matter what you say about today's player. They want to play in front of a lot of people. They want to have the best type of facilities, weight rooms, um, food rooms, dorms. The dorms got to be top notch. And you could say all you want, it doesn't matter. It does matter. Now, it may not matter to you when you're back in the day, but right now it matters. And it's the one thing that young brothers look for. But I'm extremely happy for Deion Sanders. And like I said, just pray for the brother. Pray that the haters will not try to ruin what he got going on. They can only stop so much. But when the Most High protects you, nothing can stop you. But I want to say thank you all for joining the chat. All praise to the Most High. I'll be back probably today. If not today, probably tomorrow. Salute to the chat. Thank you for supporting the channel. Peace.